Thank you so much. We are at the Brussels Grand Place. Very cantik. But after this, we're gonna go. Oh, I forgot the word. Monjo. I googled it. Eat basically. Hello, dorang kat Tom Yum.
We have 2 floors, 7 different rooms. Lepas tu City. City Kedah. Kedah is a state, Citra. Hey. Next. Oh, I did it. Slide. Okay. Ada tak?
Nanti dia keluar.
Wow. Kita orang dekat park apa?
Cinquantennial Park.
That.
Cinquantennial Park.
Dekat situ. Very cantik. Tengok sini. Waffles. Semua orang makan waffles. Bye Brussels. Bye Brussels. ke? We're at the Dutch village. Pedas?
The organic red chili.
Betul?
This is also goat milk.
Nak ambil tapi sekejap. Oh, thank you. Tak, tak, ambil.
Is it possible to try the raspberry test? Yeah. That's sheep.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, on reste un peu there.
So much.
Gereja besar kan dekat atas.
Lepas tu tutup kabut macam dia tinggi.
Whole circle ni dipenuhi with the church.
Yes, it's really big. Tapi nak ambil gambar macam very hard. Sebab dia dikelilingi the bandar. Begitulah. Okay, someone say bye-bye, Kokonov. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Nice.
Bye-bye.
Nice view.
Cantik. Nice smell, nice view, nice everything. 5-star Michelin. Diva.
Cooking like a chef, I'm a 5-star Michelin.
We're at the canal.
A lot of bicycles kat sini.
Lots of bicycles. But tak ada lah lalu. But just now ada. Very cantik. Nak pergi makan stroop waffle. Hello everyone. I'm sorry to interrupt your program, but I feel like this part of our trip needs its own little segment. So as you guys saw, we arrived in Eindhoven Central. The airport that we'll be flying out from is the Eindhoven airport. Everything went smoothly. When we arrived, the sunset was so beautiful. We took another bus to the airport. Then we had our dinner there. The kebab was so good. After that, we went to the quiet room, prayed Maghrib and Isha. Now the plan was to stay overnight, like sleep at the airport, and then the next day we'll fly out. The place we planned to sleep at was the quiet room. And yeah, we were getting comfortable, everything was fine. Then suddenly, a security lady came in, and she was like, "Oh, we're gonna close soon, you guys should start packing up." We're there like, did she just say close? Apparently, the airport closes at 11 p.m. and opens back again at 4 a.m. We basically had nowhere to stay for our last night. So we went outside of the airport. There's like these benches outside, so we sat there. We tried to look for accommodations like 24-hour cafes or anything 24 hours. And surprise, surprise, obviously, there was none. There's like another 5 hours before the airport opens up again, right? So we planned to just like sit there until 4 a.m. But as we were waiting, we realized that there was the security guard rounding the airport like twice. We kind of like got scared and searched up Eindhoven Airport. Apparently, we cannot stay anywhere on the airport ground from 11 p.m. till 4 a.m. except for the Tulip Hotel, which is like a hotel near there. We did search for a room at the Tulip Hotel, but obviously it was fully booked. Since there were no 24-hour cafes or like 24-hour stores that we could go in, we did find a mosque that said that it was open for 24 hours. But the thing is, there was a review that said they wished the mosque opened up for 24 hours. But I mean, at this point, that was our only choice. We took the last bus back to the center. From the bus station, it was a 15-minute walk to the mosque. The walk to the mosque was it was really scary, y'all. Because like, you know how Eindhoven is like, or Amsterdam in general, is like bike friendly. So there was like a separate like alleyway for pedestrians and cyclers, and then a separate one for cars. The alleyway for cyclers and pedestrians are basically like these tunnels. Obviously, walking through tunnels and tunnels and tunnels in the dark is not very ideal, let me tell you that. But towards the mosque, we like went on to the big main road, so it wasn't as scary. Stranded. But then inshallah masjid ni buka 24 hours. We arrived at the mosque, and of course, surprise, surprise, it's not opened for 24 hours. Honestly, we're not surprised because we kind of expected it after reading that one review. But there was a room that was like lit up, and apparently at the time the mosque committees were having a meeting. We were desperate, so like we knocked on the door and they opened up. They were very nice. They were like, "Oh, are you guys travelers?" He saw our luggages and everything, and then we explained our situation, blah 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 blah. And then he said since they're still having a meeting, he could have us stay in a room until they finished the meeting. Alhamdulillah, we were able to get heat because we were like outside at this point for like 2 hours already. I think we were in there for about an hour, then the meeting came to an end, so we had to go out. I think it was around like 1:30ish. He said that the mosque would open up again at 3 a.m. We were like full of hope. We were like, okay, we just have like another hour and a half outside. We stayed at these like benches in front of the mosque. We looked like homeless people. Like, it was so funny. At the time it wasn't, but like now that looking back, it was kind of funny. Then 3 a.m. came by and no sign of the mosque opening. I feel like our peak was after it hit 3 a.m. That's when we kind of started losing it after that. The temperature was fluctuating between 3 degrees Celsius to 5 degrees. Like, it was so cold out. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was freezing cold. Then Fajr came by. Still no sign of anyone coming through the gates of the mosque to open up the mosque. And at this point, I've just honestly given up waiting. I was just like there. I was just existing. Finally, it was 5:30. A car drove in. We were just like, yay. it's a car. That was it. Like, we couldn't like react because we were just so exhausted. I did not get a wink of sleep. We went in, prayed Fajr. The plan was to sleep after Fajr, then pray Zohor, and then after Zohor we'll go back to the airport. Our flight was at like 4 p.m. I think we got in about like 30 minutes of sleep. We heard someone calling from downstairs. Apparently, they closed the mosque again after Fajr, so we had to leave again. It was around like 6:30. On our way back to the bus station, this very sweet lady stopped us. She was like, "Are you ladies okay? Do you need any help?" We just smiled and was like, "Oh no, it's fine, we're good," when clearly we weren't. Before she left, she was like, "Oh, girls supporting girls," and they were like, "Yay." Even though we were like half alive, mostly dead. And we arrived at the bus station at around like 7 a.m. The first bus that leaves to the airport was at 8 a.m. We had to stay out in the cold for another hour. And honestly, at this point, we were like kind of immune. We were kind of like numb with the cold. Actually, not really. I remember it still being so cold. And then an hour passed. We survived another cold hour, rode the first bus, and then arrived in the airport. We went straight to the quiet room, dropped our stuff, and slept. I'm not even kidding. Like, the quiet room, I feel like looks like a sardine can. Literal sardine can. I think we were able to get like 2 hours of sleep before, surprise, another security lady. This one's a different security lady. She was like, "Oh, you girls, you can't be sleeping in here. There's a place outside where you guys can rest and like eat breakfast." We were like, okay. But she was very sweet. She was very nice while kicking us out. So di macam tak terasa sangat lah kan kena kick out for the nth time. We packed up our stuff again, left the quiet room, and sat like outside. The 2 hours of sleep we had was probably the best 2 hours of sleep in our lives. Like, I'm not even kidding. We went outside and then we bought coffee, ate breakfast. I think this is when I started watching Boys Planet and fell in love with Song Hanbin. I mean, what? I didn't say anything. After that, Zohor came by, we prayed Zohor, and then 4 p.m. came by. We boarded our flight, safely arrived in Manchester, and then from Manchester we took a bus to Leeds, and then we hibernated for 48 hours, then class started. That was the end of our Easter trip. Thank you guys so much for listening. Like, if you're listening up to this point, you guys are kind of cool. Like, you guys are cool. Yeah. Anyways, that was our Easter trip. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.